finally, the dreaded subsidy removal policy seems to be a go. According to the federal government of Nigeria, they're going to be removing the first subsidy on all petroleum products in the country by February 2022. My name is Nosa Oke-Hortons, and today we'll be talking about the first subsidy removal, the 5,000 naira transport grant that has been proposed by the Minister of National Planning and Budgeting, Alhaja Zainab, or Dr. Zainab Ahmed. Now, in all of this, when we say, okay, first subsidy removal, transport grant, 5,000 transport grant, what exactly does the country intend to do in all of these statements and the chaoticness of all of this coming together? This is the Cocoa in Nigeria, where we talk about all of the latest and trending political stories and gist in the country, how they affect the economy, and our own analysis of some of those events. And I said, Nosa Oke-Hortons on the show for you. So yeah, back to the topic of discussion. First subsidy removal. What does it entail for Nigerians? How is it going to affect the Nigerian economy in the larger sense of it? Yeah, just basically, I'll just devise it to the simplest analogy of it, or just the simplest way that the regular man or the ordinary man, Nigerian man on the street would understand. Now, if there's subsidy removal, going by the calculations of the federal government of Nigeria, which says it's going to be around 340 or 300, the cost of fuel once the subsidy is removed from fuel or petroleum products. Now, it automatically relates to cost of food. No, food is probably not produced. Mostly, we do know the food or agricultural produce, they're not produced in Lagos or say in a state like Abuja. Now, if the price which the transporters we used to move, we would move these things from the farms to the rural area and then to urban areas of the country, if it used to cost them 5,000 naira to move it, with the current price range that has been projected to be around 340, that's times 2. So automatically from 5,000 naira jumps to 10,000 naira. Now that would have a trickle down effect on everything. Now if the buyer used to buy for 5,000 naira, now with the extra cost of transportation divided on the shared across the products as value added, and boom, if you used to buy for 500 naira before, it jumps to 1,000 naira. That is the effect of what subsidy would have on the general outlook of the economy. The cost of building a house, those who move commodities to the site, it jumps up. The cost of getting goods from the ports, everything jumps up, and those are what we know, the recurring effect. But the question would be, what steps have been put in place by the federal government of Nigeria to palliate all of these harsh conditions that might come with the subsidy removal? We do know that this very same government were part of those who protested against subsidy removal back in 2012 when the Goodluck Jonathan administration intended to remove it then, which it would have even been lesser. At that time, it had removed, the fuel price was around 180. Now it's 340. Now, what step is this government putting in place to palliate the effect of all of this? That would be the question. But when you look at it, the very first thing that jumped out once they said there was going to be subsidy removal was a 5,000 naira transport grant that will be given to 40 million Nigerians. My own question is, how do they intend to know those 40 million Nigerians? Those 40 million people that they say they are poor, how do they intend to identify those that are actually poor? And how do they intend to give them or disburse this money to them monthly, and for how long would that be? Is it going to be for a year or 2 years? Now also the question would be, if they're going to do this, how do they intend to make the money that they are supposed to pay to these 40 million Nigerians? These were probably some of the questions that was running through my mind when I heard that particular statement. But luckily for me, I think someone else also in a larger sense or in the higher echelons of government did raise it, and that was the chairman of the finance committee of the Senate, Senator Olamilekan Adeola Solomon. He did raise that in the budget for 2022 that was submitted to the Senate, there was no way where it was stated that there's going to be transport grants given to 40 million poor Nigerians. So where this particular statement is coming from is questionable, because for the fact that they say it is going to be kicked off by February, which is just 2 months, a couple of months away from now. So the Senate is asking, you did not put this, rather what we did make provision for was for subsidy for 2022. Now, if you made provision for subsidy in 2022, why is this coming in and you're saying there's going to be transport? And also, and the question that was also asked is, going by the statement by Minister of Finance or Budget, and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, was she did noted that the NNPC is remitting close to zero to the national account. If the NNPC is remitting close to zero to the national account, so which money would be used to finance these 40 million meant to be given to Nigerians? These are some of the burning questions that has come out with the with the recent statement that subsidy is going to be removed, and when it is removed, the new cost of fuel will probably jump to 340. But for that statement for their own side, what they are saying is one of the reasons of things they put in place to help palliate the effect of all of this is that by 2022, the 4 national refineries are being built will come in place, and they will be private refineries that also will come in place, and they'll be fully functional. One of them is the Dangote refinery, which is supposed to be functional as far back as 2014 or 2016. It was shifted to 2018, now it was shifted again to 2020, and now 2021, and now 2022. The fuel subsidy removal scam, because we've been battling and been hearing this particular statement for almost a decade now. Fuel subsidy removal scam, the 5,000 transport grant, and the support of the federal government for indigenous refineries are all questions to ask. When exactly will all of this come together and actually make sense? It all seems so chaotic at the moment. You are saying you are going to be giving 40 million and 5,000. How do you intend to identify 40 million? There was the COVID-19 palliatives. I could count the number of people that would say they actually received these palliatives, where they said they gave poor Nigerians. There was also the grant of 5,000 or 10,000 that were given to poor. What statistics do they use to identify these people? Pertinent questions that need to be asked. If that is supposed to be achieved with current fuel subsidy, do you have a more larger effect on the entire economy? There's more to concern in all this chaos of the current government in achieving some of its policies. Well, that's my own 2 cents of all of this. I hope we were able to get some information across to you. This is the Coco in Nigeria, where we give you all of the trending little basketballs in the country. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe, comment, give us your own opinion, and let's interact with you. This is Coco in Nigeria. See you same place, same time, next time.